Okay, let's talk about, you see the title, everybody looks like they have a 750 credit score, 750 credit score, no kids, no debt. And that may be true for some people. Not to say they don't have any problems, but I'm still seeing people compare themselves to other people and what they doing on social media. And I told people stop doing that. You seeing Instagram reels, Facebook stories of people hanging out. They out of town. They in Arizona. They in Punta Cana. That's fine. But you see that, and you start feeling depressed. You start feeling angry because it's not you. And so everything looks great. Like I said, look like they have a 750 credit score, no kids, no debt. They just out there, and that might not be true. And a lot of it's not true from what you're seeing. Even for the people that's hanging out, they got their issues. But you keep assuming because you're not there, because you want to be in Punta Cana or in France, vacation in Africa, wherever, you think that you piling on to yourself and you just pushing yourself down and down in the dumps. You get depressed, you getting bored, you getting upset because you think everything is just peaches and cream for everyone you see on the Facebook story or on TikTok or wherever you may see them. Like I said, the Instagram reels, on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call that one. But we have to stop comparing ourselves to what we see on there. You have to focus on you. Even if you have to sacrifice for 5 years, Dr. Boyce Watkins said do that so you can enjoy it later. Delayed gratification instead of the instant gratification. I know we want to go here and there right now, vacation, get on the cruise, but we want to be able to do that long term too. You don't want to just do it now at 45 and then at 60, you still trying to find out how you can retire. And I'm not saying you got to retire. You can still keep busy. I would, just not working for someone else though. It's going to be just income from investments or whatever you doing where you're the boss and you're working for yourself. Whatever that may be. Maybe something with properties. But anyway, if you truly want to get to 750 credit score, if you got kids, you got kids. That's fine. If you don't, you don't. But you do want to get out of debt. If you are in debt, you have to stop worrying about and trying to live up to and running this imaginary race with everybody you see on the Facebook story because they out having a good time. Yeah, they can have a good time. But I'm telling you that people, and I've said this in past videos, people only put their A's and their B's on the internet. They don't put their D's and their F's. And that could be something where they child not doing what they're supposed to do. You know, people got kids in jail. You got people going through a divorce. Just a lot of stuff where people not getting along with the other parent of their child. They don't get along with their parents. They got issues with their friends. But that doesn't get put on there. So you don't see that. You just see this image that everybody carefully creates on the internet. And then the people who aren't even able to, I guess, participate in that. You can't go on a trip. You have no outlet. And so you get on there and you scroll. They call it a death scrolling, something like that, because you just getting depressed and you hurting yourself just by looking at stuff, and you're mad that it's not you. And it's just endlessly you're doing that and nothing's getting better. Putting too much time into looking at what other people are doing instead of trying to focus on you. And I know things might not be great right now, but look, like I said, everybody looks like they have 750 credit score, no kids, and no debt on the internet. But a lot of that stuff couldn't be farthest from the truth. I heard Q Reed say if you got at least $10,000 liquid in your bank account, you got more than most of the people on planet Earth. Based on, if you want to do some comparison, not that you should, or even if you got 5,000 liquid. But what I'm saying is, what you seeing that people put up, that's all that they want you to see. And I want people to stop being caught up in that and thinking that there's some type of failure, and then you become sad because you're just not in the position to hang out with those people Not with those people, but I mean, if the ones you normally the people you see on social media are people you know when you first log in. Now you can see plenty of other people who you've never met, but you go on Facebook and you see the stories, or Instagram, you see the reels. It's people who you're connected to, and so okay, you wish you could be there hanging out with them, or even if you're doing something individually, just on your own, you want to be able to put that on there, so I guess everybody could see you. But I'm saying we gotta stop getting caught up in that. Don't worry about what you see on this person's Facebook story and things of that nature. Calm down, focus. You have to make the 5-year sacrifice, which a lot of people don't want to do. No one wants to stay down for some years and just not have any fun in order for it to get greater later. And then you get the whole other thing about, well, I can't take it with me, so let me spend it now. And I understand that. You got to have a balance. You have people who just not used to having money. And so they say, when I get my hands on something, I'm going to do it now. And I'm going to let everybody know. You're going to look at my Instagram reel. You're going to look at my Facebook story. You're going to look at my YouTube video and see me partying, having a good time. I'm living it up. I'm living my life. No regrets. And I get that. Balance. Balance, balance, balance. We got to stop looking at other people's lives and thinking, man, what am I doing wrong? Why is it not there? I followed all the rules. I went to college. I studied. I applied for the job. They hired me. But the job don't seem like they care about me. It doesn't pay enough. It probably doesn't. And that's all they can afford to pay you, maybe. I don't know. But then you need other streams of income. And so all of that is just beating down on you. And then you see these other people out here spending money that you telling yourself you don't have, and you might not have it right now, but you're wondering how and why isn't it not me? You may even see people who you know. Like I said, most of the people, the content, the way you see these people hanging out is people you know. I know when I log into Facebook, it's people who I'm connected to on there as friends that are in their stories just working out at the gym, on vacation, whatever, and they're having a good time. But I've never looked at people who I know or even people who I don't know when I do see them hanging out and felt some type of way. I never got depressed. I never felt jealous. They having a good time. And that's what's up. But there's people that look at this stuff, like I said, and they just go into this victim mentality of, why is it not my turn yet? And yes, everything looks great when you see them because, like I said, they're only going to put the images up there that they want you to see, and you have every right to do that, as do they. Only putting up your A's and your B's on social media, not your D's and the F's. So that goes back to that. That's always my measuring sticks. 750 credit score, no kids, no debt. That's what a lot of people look like on the internet when you see them on a 7-day cruise. It looks great. It looks great. But we have to stop getting caught up into that web when you're not able to actually do it at this time. Or maybe you say you could do it, but then if I spend that money on that, now I'm penny pinching when I get back from, that vacation. And you don't want to do that. We got to get out of this paycheck to paycheck mindset. We don't want that, living for the weekend type of mentality. So if you need to stay down right now, stay down. Save. Get stocks. Get XRP. If you can afford it, Ethereum, that's $4,000 something Earth share. So that's, if you got us to part with it. I don't, but I do have the XRP. That's only $3 something. So get you some shares of that. Sit on it. Let it go. But yeah. Stop getting yourself down in the dumps because you're not able to share those same type of Facebook stories where you just out on the beach or whatever the case may be. And I know it feels right now like, man, it's not fair. I followed all the rules and I still can't have fun. but the fun will come. Some people, like I say, just have to stay down right now. I know people hate doing that. People don't want to sit on the sidelines. But like I say, delayed gratification versus instant gratification. And some of the people you're seeing aren't in the situation to be outside like they are. They can't afford to be outside, but they're doing it anyway. And a lot of that stuff might be charged on a credit card. So they got to pay it back before they get a late fee. Pay directly is my thing if you going to hang out. If you want to use Klarna and Affirm, Afterpay, and I just saw one other one that starts with an A. But so it's 4, but those are the main 3: Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay. They got it at checkouts online everywhere, and people do this so they can get their instant gratification. I'm saying, don't get in the habit of doing that. You want to do it 1 time, 2 times, okay. Get that paid off. Next time, pay it directly. And then if you want to put it on the internet to show people that you outside too, man, go ahead. Go ahead. But stop looking at these people and getting upset because you're not able to hang out like they're hanging out of town, out of the country, Punta Cana, Cabo, wherever, Hawaii. You'll get your chance. Those places are not going anywhere. They was here before you, they'll be here after you. And when you get there, just like what I see other people when they do, all they doing is doing the same thing that they do in the city they live in. They just spend some extra money to do it somewhere else. No one's learning anything. They just out there partying. So it's just party. So keep that in mind too. But everybody wants to be where the party at. I understand that. And you're not missing nothing. Calm down. Hold on. And then things will get greater later, as long as you're taking the steps right now. Because some of you all got habits while you just sitting at staying local, and then the reason you can't go on a cruise because you got a gambling habit, you got an alcohol habit, you got a drug habit, you got vices, things that you spend too much money on. Some of y'all got food habits, eating out too much, all of that. That's stopping you from even being able to save. You can do XRP $5 a day. Well, not $5 a day. You can do $5 a week if you want to. That'll get you a share. $5 a week. That's 4 XRP shares every month. You can increase it as you see fit. Go on Coinbase.com. Now that's just one of my tips to help you kind of start to get ahead. And you buy XRP for the next 5 years, and if it goes up like I think it will by 2030, look at what you got now. But start now. I don't care how old you are. Start somewhere. Especially to everybody that's still under the age of 60. Start that now, because so many people are just doom scrolling. That's what they call it, doom scrolling. And you just making yourself more depressed looking at other people partying and dancing and boots on the ground and shaking the fans and all of that. That's fine. I know you want to be out there too, but you save more money staying home for the time being. Then you can get to at least a 750 credit score. If you have children, make sure you put stuff away for them. So as the time go past and they hit 18, then they got a nice little nest egg. And so they can choose if they want to go to college or start them a business from what you're saving to if you're a parent. And don't dip in their savings either, because you got parents that do that. They good at saving for their kids, and all of a sudden it's like, now you're looking over at their stuff. No, leave that alone. But yeah, you can get to the 750 credit score and have no debt. Because there's people out here with no kids that's still upside down. And so again, I'm talking to everybody, whether you're a parent or not. If you have to take the 5 years, at least 5, stay down. By 2030, you can have a lot of stuff paid off. If you got a vehicle, even if you bought a vehicle this year in 2025, all of that should be paid off by 2030. student loans, all of that. Make a plan. And stop comparing yourself to who you see as you scroll. You're going to see a lot of wonderful things because that's the image that people want you to see. They A's and they B's. They're not putting their D's and their F's on the internet, and you all should know that. You probably won't put yours too. I mean, you probably won't put yours either. Sorry. I've seen posts of people who've lost their child. They put that on there. That's not a D or an F. I wouldn't call it that, but it is a loss for them. So you have some people that's willing to open up and be vulnerable and share the loss of their child on there. But still, what people are focusing on is the people that's having fun. And then you keep saying, why can't that be me? And everything just looks great all across the board with those people, but you're not seeing their full story. And then that not going to show it to you unless you know them. Like I said, well, most people do know who they see when you log in, your friends on Facebook or whoever you connected to on TikTok. So you may know more of what's going on if everything is not on the up and up. And sometimes you don't know what's going on, but all you see is that, the A's and the B's, and then you get down on yourself because you figure, why hasn't my turn come yet? It's coming. But give yourself 5 years, say down, it's 2025, August. By 2030, can you all wait? Just 5 years, 5 years. And then, if you have to, limit how much you look on the internet. Limit your Facebook. You need to take a detox from social media. Limit your Facebook. Limit your YouTube. You don't even have to limit it. Just change what you're looking at. Find some value, something that can uplift on Facebook, on YouTube, whatever. Someone talking to where you can try and help you get your head in a good space. Because you sit up there and you go on YouTube and watch people who just making videos about how they on a boat or whatever, you're going to get mad again because you're not ready mentally to handle watching other people have a good time. And you might be low-key hating as well. So that's something internal that you got to deal with. Like I say, I see people who I know hanging out, having a good time, and it never, and I don't even stay on there that long. I see on Facebook when I log in, I see the stories right at the top, and I may see the posts right underneath that. I'm posting my YouTube video to promote, and then I log out. I don't scroll. Just never really wanted to. Never have. I post and I get off. And for the people who I do see, they out somewhere, they don't on vacation, that's cool. If I'm out of town, you won't even see that post from me at all, regardless. So you'll never see me on a Facebook story, not that. You'll see my YouTube video. But you're not going to see me out on vacation just because I don't really put it as priority to record myself and then put that on the internet. I don't really know if people really even interested in watching other people, have a good time. It's just that when you do see it, you got people who get in a state of depression when they're not able to do it too. And you just think, like, how they able to afford this? You're pocket watching, you're doing all this, and you like, I've done my best out here, but I still can't get to where they at just to hang out. That's all you want to do. You want to get on the airplane and be in Hawaii. I get it. You want to be in Aruba. You want to be in the Dominican Republic, the DR. I get it. St. Kitts, whatever. Florida Keys. But is it that serious for you to show other people that you hanging out as well? I mean, if we really get to the root of why you feel the way you feel when you scroll and you see other people, and then it causes you to get depressed because you still aren't able to make that same post because you aren't out of the country like you want to be, because the math ain't mathing with the money just yet, or it's there But then you like, well, if I do spend it, you can't really afford it because now when I come back, now I got to do some overtime. I got to do my job, and then I got to go drive Uber and do DoorDash just to make up for it. And you're not trying to do all that extra. I get it. But like I said, go into some stocks, get a brokerage account, use E-Trade by Morgan Stanley. They're good. Use Coinbase, get XRP. That's the most affordable. You can, if you got $4,000 some dollars to get Ethereum, go ahead. The Bitcoin is at 118,000. That's for one coin. You'd have to spend that to get it. So you can start small with XRP, like me, and get as many shares as possible, and go from there. 5 years. Everybody listening to this video, 5 years, 2030. Stay down if you have to. Dr. Boy said it. He was on a video that's on his channel, and he always points out the 5 years. That's the reason I'm saying it, and certain things you got to do. And the money you were going to go spend on that all-inclusive vacation, was it $1,100, $1,200? Spread that out. Take out the bills first, pay those off. Then we'll get into stocks. Start off with stocks. With what do you buy? You buy Gucci. Go get stock in Gucci. You shop at Walmart. Go get stock at Walmart. Whatever the case may be. You watch Netflix. Get stock in Netflix. Well, that's kind of had us $1,168, but you know, start small with the stocks, the cryptocurrencies, all of that. Like I say, XRP, 23 some dollars, just to start building yourself up. So by 2030, you can go hang out, whatever you're trying to do. You want to put it on social media, you want to put it on your Instagram reel, be my guest, TikTok, Facebook story, whatever. Once you do it that first time, you might feel that, okay, I did it. Versus the other people who you see all the time, as soon as they go out of town, they letting everybody know, they throwing up a Facebook story. That's cool too. But you, if you're not in a position to go anywhere right now, don't get depressed by looking at that stuff of other people that's only showing you their A's and their B's, not their D's and their F's, to where now you start comparing yourself and pocket watch and stop comparing yourself to other people. And like I said, everyone on the internet looks like they have a 750 credit score, no kids, no debt, and that's just not 100% true. So be mindful of that. Detox from the internet, social media, from those things if you have to. Cut it off. If you do go on social media, look for things where you can listen to that's giving you advice and how to move for the next 5 years going into 2030, and not something where you just see people hanging out and you start feeling some type of way because you're not ready to handle seeing people do that. Detox from that. There's other stuff out here on the internet, on YouTube, where you can look and hear people telling you, hey, cut out all the noise, silence yourself, and focus on you. Then you'll be able to get to whatever level you're trying to reach. And if you do really want to be able to go out of town and then put it on social media like you're seeing, then do that too. But at least you'll be doing it from a place of strength. If you take them 5 years and you don't do it now and then come back home and back to paycheck to paycheck. 5 years. Stay down for 5 years if you need to. And social media detox. Cut out the TikTok, the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, the Threads, and just come back to your center. That's all I'm saying. Stop comparing yourself to the other people on social media. It's going to drive you crazy. Mark my words. So that's what I wanted to say. You can get a 750 credit score and go up from there. If you have kids, this will benefit them too. If you don't, that's fine. Get out of debt. Don't let your children get into debt if you have them. So let me know what you all think. Do you doom scroll? Or are you comparing yourself to what you see on the internet, on social media, and is it making you feel some type of way? If it is, then you really need to detox. Let me know down in the comments below what you all think about that. Be honest. What do you think about the 5-year plan, 2030? Start working on that now. Just stay down. Keep your expenses low. We don't know what's going to happen with tariffs in effect. Things costing more money. But anyway, we'll just go from there. But be honest down in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Facts or Feelings, all one word, no spaces. Put that in a YouTube search and my channel comes right up. Facts or Feelings, all one word. And anything else you want me to discuss, topics or videos, send to this email, which is down in the description. creegier.mj@gmail.com. That's CREGIER.MJ@gmail.com. Okay? So stop comparing yourself to what you see on the internet, people. 5 years, 2030. Let's get it together. And I'm out. Be cool.